ॐ विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यन्निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यस्साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्रचित्रीकृतं मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगी वयस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयामदेवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेमदेवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो हरिष्ठनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सेवेंथ मंत्र। नान्तःप्रज्ञं न बहिष्प्रज्ञं नोवैतःप्रज्ञं न प्रज्ञानघनं न प्रज्ञं नाप्रज्ञम् अदृश्यम् अव्यवहार्यम् अग्राह्यम् अलक्षणम् अचिन्त्यम् अव्यपदेश्यम् एकात्मप्रत्ययसारम् प्रपञ्चोपशमं शान्तं शिवमद्वैतं चतुर्थं मन्यन्ते स आत्मा सविज्ञेयः। So basically how this Omkara is Brahman, that is the discussion, because we want to take help of Omkara which is available with us in terms of chanting. And Omkara is basically that word is a meaning for Brahman. And so when you hear about Atma, etc., Brahman, in your mind Omkara should come. And when you chant Omkara, Atma, the nature of Atma should be revealed as a meaning. That is called oneness. That's how it is. Like pot, word occurred, pot, immediately meaning comes. That's called oneness, if you know the meaning. If you don't know meaning, then after knowing the meaning. But as you utter a word, meaning occurs. As you see the meaning, the object, pot, if you see that object, word occurs. So that is called Vachaka Vachya Abheda. The word, meaning, name, form. They are connected. So as you utter word Om, in your mind the meaning, Brahman means Atma, should come. Then, but if it doesn't come, teaching, Mandukya, learning. How Omkara is Brahman, first learn that. Then keep aside teaching and start chanting Om. Meaning will come because there is oneness. Like the word pot you utter and meaning, right, appears in your mind. Same way utter Om, meaning will appear. But then basically Omkara has a 3 matras and 4 matras, silence also a matra. Then how all that 4 matras are connected to Brahman? Well, that is what the whole thing is. Akara represents this and Ukara represents this. Makara stands for this, etc., etc. Silence stands for, in between the Omkara, Amatra, the silence, free from the letter, free from the sound, Amatra. Matra means this letter or a sound. Anyway, so Atma is also Chatushpat, and here also we have to see Chatushpat. In Omkar also we have to see Chatushpat, 4 matras. Means 4 matras, 4 padas are connected. That will be told between 9 to 12. And before that, in the 8th mantra, it has been said Padaha, Matraha, Matraha, Padaha. The quarters of the Atma, which we are seeing, already we saw, we are in the 4th quarter right now. Understanding Turiya. So, the 4 quarters of the Atma, well, should be understood as 4 matras of the Omkara. Akara, Ukara, Makara, silence. 4. 3 plus 1. 3 plus 1. Why? It's 4 means 3 plus 1. No. 3 plus 1 is very different from the this 4. We know now. I have talked enough for this. Anyway, and there is so much similarity. Brahman is one without second. Omkara is just monosyllabic word, ekaksharam. This is also ekaksharam. This is Brahman is also one without second. And well, the 3 padas, well, each one is distinct. Waker is distinct, and the dreamer is distinct, and deep sleeper is distinct. Here also each one is distinct. Akara is different from the Ukara. Ukara is different from Makara. And these are all sounds. Well, Amatra, there is silence that naturally distinct, looks like. But if each one is distinct, then they are dissimilar. Right? If you are saying distinct means they are dissimilar. No. Because when you see the 4th one, which pervades all the 3, means the differences between them, the distinction between them is superficial, aropita, superimposed. So, here also Amatra pervades, the silence pervades the sound. Every sound resolves where? Silence. Every sound. Why Omkara whole? Akara. Just take Akara. You chant Akara, resolves in, again, silence. Every sound resolves in silence. Right? And therefore, the silence is the basis for Omkara. Amatra is the basis for Omkara. Amatra pervades all the 3. Because silence is a basis ultimately. Therefore, silence pervades all the sound. And that there also Atma pervades, this Turiya, pervades all the 3, waker, dreamer, deep sleeper. And so, this is how it is. And Omkara stands for, now we are comparing, so Omkara stands for, well, Atma with these 3 quarters. Means basically, that is called Aparam Brahma. They call Aparam Brahma. Aparam Brahma means lower, but it's not. It means Brahman with names and attributes. Brahman with incidental attributes. Brahman with names and forms. They call Sagunam Brahma. Okay. Just to say. And therefore, and Amatra stands for what? Amatra stands for Param Brahma. Real Brahman. The exalted Brahman, Param. Free from attributes. Because attributes are basically incidental, they are mithya. So that's what we are seeing right now. So Param Brahma, Param Brahma. Amatra, matras. Because every matra is pervaded by Amatra, silence. Therefore, Amatra alone appears as 3. Amatra with the sound. Silence as the basis, with the sound. Om. That Om is, revealing Aparam Brahma. Brahman with attributes. Atma with all attributes, names, forms, incidental attributes. And Atma is really without attributes. That's what here it is said. Nanta prajnam, na bahish prajnam. Anyway, so 3 plus 1, 3 plus 1. Nice, very beautiful. And this from amatra, matras have come. From turiya, the nirvikalpa means the atma which is free from any duality. All the duality has come. And so, nirvikalpaka means which has no duality. Which cannot become second is called atma. Which can never become second. Dvida itam dvaitam. They say. Dvida itam. Dvida means dual. Dve means two. But dvida means twofold, dual. Itam, praptam, which obtains as a duality. It's called dvaitam. Jagat appears, Jagat is dvaitam, which obtains as duality. You and me are different, your body, my body. Everything is different from each other. Advaitam. Advaitam. Na dvaitam iti advaitam. Which has never become dual, which never obtains as dual. That is called nirvikalpa. Vikalpa means dvaita. That alone appears as this vikalpa, Vishwa, Virat, Tejas, etc. All. Same way here also, amatra also, well, alone appears as a matra, akarukara makara. All the way similarity. Anyway, and therefore that is, if nirvikalpaka advaita atma cannot become duality, then whatever you are talking about duality, waker and waking world and waking experiences and all that must be aropita, must be superimposed. They are superimposed. And confirmed in that seventh mantra, na bahishprajnam. This atma is not a waker. Because atma alone appears as a waker, etc. That's fine. But basically, so waker is atma, but atma is not the waker. The silence alone appears as the sound, but basically this is just aropa. Sound is an aropa on the silence. Yeah. That is how it arises from silence, resolves into silence. If you are able to divide akara, that sound akara, into small fragments still, then each one also is arising from what? Silence. You analyze it and you make fragment to understand what is the basis of that. The sound, if you fragment, then ultimately resolves where? Silence. Silence is the basis. And therefore, amatra alone appears as this matra. Therefore, matras are superimposed upon amatra, the silence. Same way, this Vishwa, Tejasa, Prajna are superimposed upon Turiya. And I do not know. I take myself to be the waker in reality. Well, that is knowledge. Na bahishprajnam. You are not that. We'll see what is this self-knowledge, etc. So anyway, once you understand this abheda, the oneness in cognition between Brahman, which is Atma, and the Omkara, well, then once you understood, then definitely, now it is available. Omkara is available for contemplation. That's how it should be. And also Omkara is available for Upasana, which I don't want to go, we don't have much time. So that is what, and so this the seventh mantra which talks about the Atma, the very basis for the entire world, Brahman, is na bahishprajnam, na ubhayata prajnam, na antah prajnam, etc., na prajnam, na prajnam, etc. It has been said. So Atma is not even a waker consciousness, not a dreamer consciousness, external consciousness, internal consciousness. Atma is not a ubhayata prajnam, dual consciousness. Yesterday we discussed multiple personality issue. And Atma is not even a all-knowing consciousness. Then therefore Atma is not consciousness because you are denying all consciousnesses. Therefore Atma is not consciousness. No, aprajnam. Aprajnam means consciousness. Aprajnam, non-consciousness. Na aprajnam. Don't think Atma is not, because you are denying all consciousnesses, therefore Atma is not consciousness. Atma is maybe shunyam, jadam, whatever. No. Anyway, this is the thing. Now, today we have to resolve some doubts before you leave regarding this. First question. Just because Shastra says Nanta Pragnam, Na Bahish Pragnam, etc., Means you are not dreamer, you are not waker, etc. Well, that is not fair, because all these are arrived by the pramana. Who will not say that there is a way, I am a waker, that who can deny it? No. I am dreamer, who can deny it? No. Nobody can deny. I am disciple, nobody can deny. It is pramana siddha. It is proven by means of knowledge. What means of knowledge? Sakshi. I know I am a waker right now. In that also, I know I am a hearer right now. I know I am a speaker right now. So by Sakshi, it has been proven. And you are saying they are not. What are you saying? And therefore, all different forms of consciousnesses, well, are pramana siddha. Anything which is proven by means of knowledge, you cannot deny it. Right? If it is available for negation, then it's a different thing. But if it is just, we take it, any means of knowledge, like my eyes are right now seeing you with some color. Let's say I'm seeing this. Now my eyes are seeing it is orange. How can you deny like that? How can you deny? And therefore, that is not correct. You call it as a mithya, na bahish pragnam, na ubhayata pragnam, na anta pragnam, etc. Well, we say pramana siddha, if anything which is pramana siddha, which is proven by the means of knowledge, should be abadhitam, should not be available for negation. That's for sure. Because what generates, what is proven by the means of knowledge, or means of knowledge generate what? Prama. Pramana generates what? Prama. Knowledge. Knowledge and Brahma, Prama and Brahma. yeah, Prama and Brahma. Actually Brahma, but I am purposely saying Brahma. Okay? Prama and Brahma, the difference is one is available for negation, one is not available for negation. And therefore, well, all are available for negation or not? Please tell me. I am waker right now, correct. But then waker goes away. Vyabhichari, changing. If I am a waker, by sakshi, by witness consciousness, it is proven I am a waker. But Swamiji, how it is proven by witness consciousness? I know I am a waker. That's it. That I, first I, is a witness. I know I am a waker. So therefore, I know I am waker means I am conscious that I am waker. I am conscious of that I am waker right now. And therefore that is witness. And therefore, even though it looks like that it is siddha by the pramana that is sakshi here, but still it is changing constantly. If I am a waker, and after 10 hours also I am a waker, after 20 hours also I am a waker, tomorrow also I am a waker, day after tomorrow also I am a waker, proven by the same sakshi all the day, then correct. Then if Shastra says na bahish pragnam, means Shastra is wrong. But in between, right now I am waker, within 1 hour of the class, something. I know I was not waker. That comes even in this boundary itself, in 1 hour. I know I was not waker. Therefore, even though it is revealed by Sakshi, witness, consciousness, waker, etc., but they are badhitam. If it is badhitam, we cannot accept it. What reveals by means of knowledge should not be negated. Therefore, this is, therefore, even it is changing not in terms of threefold experience. Even in a waking, we are changing, continuously changing. I am a seer right now, I am here, etc., continuously. What doesn't change is I, that witness. What doesn't change is witness consciousness, but this keeps on changing. And therefore, what definitely changes, we are negating. We are not negating I. We are revealing who you are actually. But why should you reveal? I know who am I. No, you say I am waker. That's how we are saying the Bahish Pragnam. You are committing error anyway. So, anyway, Purvapakshi. We have one more point to say regarding this negation. What? Well, you always love this example of a Rajju Sarpa. Somehow. It's okay that you see a change there. You said it is negated. That's fine. Look at that. Snake is negated or not? Negated. Rajju is not negated. Right. That is Satyam, this is Mithya. Correct. Very good. But here, well, you say you are like a Rajju, Atma. And this Vakar, etc. are superimposed. And now you are giving me knowledge of a Rajju, Atma. And then you say that you are not Sarpa, etc., you are not a Vakar, etc. But even if when you are saying me right now that you are not a Vakar, you are Brahman, etc., you are Atma, well, I continue to remain Vakar. Am I right or wrong? Not that when you tell me I'm not a Vakar. You say you are not a Vakar. Fine. Then Vakar should go away like the Sarpa goes away. In light of the knowledge of the Rajju, Sarpa just disappears. In light of the knowledge of the self, oh, I am just consciousness. Vakarhood should go away. No. While you are telling me, I am understanding I am Vakar. And afterwards also I remain Vakar. Therefore, they should not be negated. Bahishprajnam, no. They are reality. And Vakar is a reality. Yeah? Then we said, I have already answered actually this, and two types of adhyasa already I have told you. And therefore, in which, well, the experience of the Vakarhood continue, experience of the blue ocean continues, even after you understand through the science that there is no blue ocean. And in your understanding it has gone, but in your experience it continues. Same thing. Then what your knowledge has done? Removed error. Ocean is blue. That's an error, which is there in the head of the knower. So the knowledge basically of the science has removed that error, which is born of what? Knowledge cannot remove error. Knowledge removes ignorance. That's what I'm saying. Error is created out of ignorance. So ignorance of pertaining to the blue ocean and the error which I'm committing, taking it as a blue, both go away. But then, throughout my life, ocean will appear to me as, now I may change. Verb I can change. Ocean is blue, instead I say ocean appears as blue. Today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Well, that's what we say, badhita hankara. That's what. Vakarhood is negated. Negated means not, you don't think that it will disappear anywhere. And therefore, this is a jnana adhyasa. We have discussed this. So this error in recognizing the Atma goes away. What are the errors? I am a waker. I am a deep sleeper. I am a dreamer, etc. That error which is there due to ignorance, which is the upadhi for the pramata, goes away. That much happens. Nothing externally in terms of experience, etc. Nothing happens. Well, same way here, I also remain as a waker. But for me now, wakerhood is mithya. That's it. So Visheshas basically are all negated. That's what it is. Vaker consciousness, external consciousness, internal consciousness, and all-knowing consciousness, then this dual consciousness. In that, you see there is something which cannot be negated. That is reality. That is you. That is prajnaha. Bahish prajnaha, anta prajnaha, then prajnaha, ubhayata prajnaha. In that, what is common? Prajnaha. That even if you want to negate, you cannot. Only Vishesha, the qualified, which is basically superimposition, that is negated. Okay, and therefore, they keep changing, Visheshas keep changing. So, like a rope on various vikalpas, snakes, stick, water. So, it means I can use now rope example, nothing to worry about. Giving the example for ultimately Vakar and the Atma, here it is the snake and the rope, I can definitely take by clarification. So rope is mistaken for a number of objects. Say they keep on changing person to person. One, but somebody says garland, somebody says something else. They keep on changing. Well, but the vastu remains as rope only. So Atma is also like a rope. And so Satyam, etc., reality cannot be available for negation. Now, difference between rope and Atma. Example in this. In example, rope is not self-revealing. You have to put a torch, right? Generally in daylight it may not happen, I hope. But in a twilight, when day and night all are, it's a time of Sandhya, either early morning or the dusk, either dawn or dusk, it may happen. Because total light is not there. Total darkness, nobody will commit a mistake because you don't see anything. Total light, you don't commit a mistake of taking rope as a snake because it's a broad day light, you see everything. And therefore, what is there? Reality. And therefore, it is in between. Anyway, but there, rope is to be revealed. Rope doesn't say, oh, I am rope. Don't commit a mistake of taking me as a snake. You have to reveal it. Whereas in case of Atma is not to be revealed by some torch. Oh, that's Atma. Atma reveals everything. It is self-revealing. And therefore, Vishwa, Tejasa, Prajna, etc. are all Aham. Because it is self-revealing, we are committing so much mistake. It's like a sitting duck. Everything. Yeah. So Atma is already prasiddha. Atma is self-revealing. In fact, all are revealed in light of Atma, in presence of Atma. And therefore, Atma is recognized only as the one who is slept, who dreamt, who is awake. Self is self-evident. And as I told you, it's a sitting duck for committing a mistake. And committing a mistake occurs in your buddhi. That's where the ignorance also is there. That's how you commit a mistake. Otherwise, self manifests in the buddhi and you will immediately say, oh, I am Brahman. Right? You should say that. What manifests is not me, but really speaking, manifested form is not me. As a Chidabhasa, is not me. I am sun. Sun should not take that I am there in that mirror. Sun should say I am there, pervading everything, and also basically manifesting in all water bodies or etc. or in the clean surface of the cars. Oh my God, new cars. Sun. So much you even can't see. Anyway, so sun manifests in many bodies like that. But sun says, I am not there, or I am not that, limited. Like a $1 coin. I am all pervading. All. That's what you will say. But so, basically, it's a sitting duck, as I told you, because there is a self-ignorance. So, Atma Jnanam is there, and so that is necessary to prove that Atma alone is Satyam. These are all Vyabhichari, they are incidental attributes, Vikar, etc. They come and go, everyone. And this Satyatvam of the Atma is very important to prove that the other thing is Mithya. Without recognizing basically consciousness as a Satyam, that Prajnaha as a Satyam, there is no way of establishing the reality of the world as a Mithya. World means this also, Vishwa, Tejasa, Prajna also. Unless you understand what is Satyam, you cannot prove the Mithyatvam of the waking world, dream world, etc. And therefore, and without, but we need not prove the Mithya. Why do you bother? Why do you bother? Without, the reality of the world being Mithya, I can't say I am Sarvatma. I told you, right? If Mithya doesn't come in, duality is perfectly there. And Dvaitathi bhayam bhavati. So that fear also born of the duality will always be there. You will never be able to get freedom from fear. Moksha will not be there. Unless you say I am self of all, you cannot get moksha. Then let me not get moksha. then it is okay. So Satyatvam is necessary to be proven. If Satyatvam is proven, Satyatvam means basically invariability. I'll be talking about self-knowledge. It's invariability. There is no special, Swamiji, how to gain self-knowledge with a special vritti? Nothing. Every cognition is special. You are seeing me right now, special. Then you see here, special. Then you see here, special. Then you see Atma, special. Not any of this. Then it is not Atma. It is Chota Atma, okay? Yeah. In every cognition, if you see something which is real, that is self-knowledge. If one waits for the special cognition of the self, he waits for lives and lives. Because Atma is not something. Atma is defined as what you know and what you don't know. Everything is Atma. Now what will you do? What will you do? So that's how I use the word recognize. In your experience itself, Atma is there. Recognize. I'm not able to recognize. Then definitely there is... What happened today, Swami, to you? Yes. I don't recognize. Yeah. Then there is something which you have taken very real. Identifying. Atma is Satyam. No. This is Satyam. I am body. Then definitely everything is real. If you take body as a real, means if you take body as Atma, Atma is Satyam. Atma alone is a reality. No, this is self. Means this is real. If this is real, then all this thing is real. Then where is Sarvatma Bhava? I am self of all. Let it not be there. But then you suffer inside. I am a limited being. Limited. Subject to everything. Just a confusion centered on I creates all issues. Nothing else. Nothing else. Therefore, it is very important for the Shastras, it is a responsibility of the Shastra to tell you who you are. And which is available in all experiences, and it should be available. Brahman being everything and everywhere, so-called. It should be everywhere available, in every experience should be available. That's it. And that is called self-knowledge. Appreciating something, an invariable factor. Appreciating something which is the basis for everything. Okay, question. In deep sleep state, but I have a question. In waking state, there is a consciousness. In dream state, there is a consciousness. But in deep sleep state, there is no consciousness. So Purvapakshi's understanding of consciousness is only in terms of an object recognized. Yeah. His understanding is, if you are conscious of something, means you have consciousness. If you are not conscious of something, you are not conscious. In deep sleep state, you don't know anything. You don't recognize any object. Therefore, you are not consciousness. Well, very good. This is the ordinary meaning of the word consciousness, which is prevalent in the world. So, in English, I mean, we use the word Chaitanyam, means Chetanasya Bhavaha Chaitanyam. So in dream you are a Chetana, conscious being. In a waking state you are a conscious being. And for the Chaitanyam we don't have any other word in English. If I am teaching English, then definitely I will have to use a known word, consciousness. And also our experiences, Atma being pervading all the three actually. Therefore, Atma is available in all the three states, and therefore you add Vishesha also, external consciousness, waking state, internal consciousness, etc. also we use that. So we can take the word, all right, I mean consciousness as such, and it is available in all the three. At the same time, it is not changing also. So we remove actually what is a changing in available experiences, internal, external, etc., or mass of consciousness, prajnana, gana, etc. So that is a variable factor. Deep sleeperhood is a variable factor, and that we remove it, and what is there is a consciousness. So consciousness is there in a deep sleep state. When you say, I know that there is a deep sleep state. When you say, I know that there is a deep sleep state, that's enough. When you say, yes, I slept. When you say I slept, means I had a sleep experience. Means you say I had a sleep experience. How will you know you had a sleep experience? I know. What did you see in a sleep? Oh, I didn't know anything. How do you know that you didn't know anything? I knew that I did not know anything. That you cannot remove. You cannot remove this. If I ask you, how do you say that you did not know anything in deep sleep state? I knew that I did not know anything in deep sleep state. I knew. Over. Consciousness is very much there. So then who goes to sleep? Mind goes to sleep. I is very much awake. When you say I slept, I is there, it has not gone to sleep. Could you follow? I slept. That I is quite awake to have an experience of a deep sleep. To have an experience of the mind which has gone to sleep. Unmanifest, resolved state. And therefore, well, all the three, so in deep sleep state there is no consciousness, that's not correct. It's your own experience, etc. You say, I experience a blankness. I experience darkness. You say that. I experience darkness in a deep sleep state. So therefore, no experience is possible without consciousness. And therefore, it is there. Only sense of I-ness goes away. I thought goes away. That belongs to mind. Sense of individuality, ego, I-ness, that goes away. And waking right now, I have I sense. And I sense pervade, of course, to the body, etc. That is a different thing. But I have a I sense. That kind of a I sense go away. But that's also my experience that in a deep sleep state, the I sense goes away. That also you know. So this I is a consciousness, who is even a sakshi of the ego, I-ness, etc. That is there. Okay. So we have covered nanta pragnam, the baish pragnam, na ubayata pragnam, na pragnana ghanam, na pragnam, na pragnam. Then adrishyam, we have to cover. Adrishyam. So adrishyam. So all this nisheda will ultimately proves that Atma is adrishtam. Adrishtam means it is not it is never an object of perception. Okay. Avyavaryam. It's not an object at all anyway, but so it is not an object of a perception. Avyavaryam. Not available for any transaction. If anything which is not available for transaction, that thing is useless. Yeah, because you cannot do anything. Therefore, it is useless. So, avyavaryam means not available for transaction. Therefore, Atma is useless. Therefore, because I want Atma so that ultimately knowing Atma, right, there would be some kick in me. Something should happen to my mind. No, nothing happens after even 20 years of study. Nothing happens. Then I don't want to go after your Atma at all. Then what to do with I want to have some kick? That is the issue. I want to have. That I is a confused I. So basically, you can't really make use of Atma. Then if you ask why should I go for Atma, you need not go after Atma, you are Atma. And therefore, ultimately, it is Atma is something which is there with which you transact, and when you transact with it, something occurs in my mind. It's not like that. So basically, I was going after Atma, transacting with Atma, I want to have some kick. Well, I want to have, that's wanting I is the issue. Wanting I is the issue. That I, if you understand it as a want free, that is the solution. Then this issue will not be there of going after something. If you understand that Atma is a want free, you will not desire a kick. That's how it is. So therefore, I want a kick means really speaking, you are not understanding yourself. There is something which is wanting, limited. Identifying with that, you say, I am a wanting. Anyway. So it comes from the confusion of Atma. It's not that Atma is useless. Atma is basically outside the grasp of karmendriyas, jnanendriyas, etc. It does not belong to empirical world, so you cannot transact. But the empirical experiences are not separate from this Atma. Atma does not belong to empirical world. But basically, like this, our sarpa, etc., belongs to pratibhasika world. Right? Rajju does not belong to that world. But all of them, sarpa and garland and everything, are non-separate from that Rajju. Same way, this empirical world is non-separate from the reality called Atma. Agrahyam, it is not available for grasping through organs of action also. And then may be grasped by the antakarana, paroksham. So just as fire is not grasped, you said, avyavarim, etc., you cannot grasp through the organs of action. Adrashyam means you cannot grasp, you cannot perceive it through sense organs. Well, then that thing must be a paroksha. The thing which you cannot perceive, the thing which you cannot grasp, because it is not in your front, must be paroksha. I mean, just by mind you can grasp it. So fire, I can give example. Fire is not grasped. Suppose a fire is there in California, not there, but I'm saying somewhere. Suppose some fire is there, then you are not able to grasp that fire with your organs of action. You are not able to perceive right now that fire also with your sense organs. Then that fire is there or not, how will you prove? Suppose fire is there, then how will you prove? You read a news. You read a news. Suppose on the hill there is a fire, but I am not able to perceive it. I am not able to grasp that fire. Grasping also means you go near to in order to get rid of this cold, etc. That is not. It is somewhere on the mountain top. You are not able to see it also, not able to grasp. Still you prove the presence of fire by what? Because fire leaves behind something. Here it is not leaves behind but smoke. Seeing smoke, this. You see a dung. You see that happens on a trail here. Especially in this season, when snow is there, I do see a huge footprint. Unusual for any kind of a dog. Honestly, I referred to her. Huge. And not because he doesn't want to walk on the trail. There is no trail, of course, all snow. But on snow, the footprint is, you can see very well. And it is going here and there and all. It leaves behind, the bear. Bear leaves behind a footprint, pug marks, right? So you can understand, it is around. Swami got frightened. Paroksha. So your Atma is not available for grasping, not available, avyavaryam, you said. Adrishyam, not available for perception, you said. Well, therefore Atma must be paroksha, but it leaves behind something. What? Thought. Oh, thought is there, thinker is there, Atma is there. Fine, good. Suppose thought is not there. Then you are not there. If pug marks are not there, bear is not there. If smoke is not there, fire is not there. That's it. So definitely if thought is not there, thinker is not there, Atma is not. That's how I infer. Therefore I am. Right? I think, therefore I am. That's the business of that French philosopher. Then who proves a thoughtless state? Who reveals it? Who illumines that thoughtless state? Between two thoughts, are you there or not? If you are not there, who says that that particular thought has gone and new thought is coming? You say very well, your emotions, oh, my anger has gone. Now I am quiet. Please come in. You tell somebody, right? Or you say, anger is coming. Huh? So you are there when the thought is there. You are there when the thought is not there. Who has this experience of free from thought? Everyone has. Where? Deep sleep state. Even in a waking, one person becomes free from thought for a moment even. Possible? Do antakumbha. I think I told you. Do antakumbha. You feel that your mind is not thinking at all because whole attention is here now. Person who does antakumbha means you hold, you breathe in and don't breathe out. Mind stops thinking. You are very much there to illuminate, right? And therefore, basically, not that the thought is there and, therefore ultimately I prove the existence of Atma. In fact, I am there, therefore thought is there. It's an entirely different thing. Anyway, so Atma does not leave behind anything by which you prove existence. Atma is, therefore everything is. Therefore Shrotrasya Shrotram, Manaso Manaha, Vacho Havacham, Pranasya Pranaha. Eyes are able to see because I am there. Manaso Manaha. All thinking is there, thoughts are there because I am there. So I am there even before thought arises. I am there, therefore thought is not that the thought is therefore I am. That kind of inference is not correct. And therefore, I am always there. Thinking is there, I am there. Thinking is not there, I am there. Wrong thoughts, good thoughts, everything is there, I am there. Deep sleep state, waking state, all the states I am there. Okay, therefore agrahyam. Grahyam means paroksham. Paroksham means inferred. Inferred means some leaving behind some mark. Need not be. That's what it is. Alakshanam. Atma does not have any special characteristic which are very peculiar to Atma. Like, the dewlap of the cow. That's how they define. Lakshana means sometimes they say definition. Definition means you define a given thing by narrating its special attributes. Manushya also is defined. Human being is defined. Shirah Panyadiman Manushyaha. Shiraha Panyadiman. Shira, one who has a head and hands in a body. He is a human being. That's correct. Head everyone has. But hands, nobody has. Maybe, bear also maybe, on the two legs, they raise themselves like that. And then they may do something. But that is the leg they are using as hand. But really speaking, they don't have hands. Hand only. So this is a special characteristic called Lakshana. Lakshana is used to point out a particular thing, separating from everything else. So this also, Sasnadimatvam Goho Lakshanam. How will you define cow? Sasnadimatvam. One who has a dewlap. Dewlap is, nobody has a dewlap. Even if you see the deer, etc., you don't find that, some that which people do. The cow, they have something like this. That's called dewlap. Anyway. So here Atma does not have any kind of a Lakshana. Why? Alakshanam, you are saying, means it doesn't have a special characteristic so that I can tell, oh, look at that, this is Atma. Like that, can I say or not? No. Because it is everything. It is everything. And it is free from everything. And therefore, if you have to give a Lakshana for Atma, well, you should say, all that is here, known and unknown, is Atma. Now, all that is known and unknown, here is Atma. There is not a special Lakshana by which you distinguish that Atma from everything else, because everything is Atma. And therefore, it is, in this way, there is no special Lakshanam for Atma. You cannot distinguish from everything else. And therefore, Atma is Alakshanam, Achintyam. It's not an object of thought. A thought also can objectify only something that is illumined by the Chaitanya Atma. Atma itself cannot be the object of a thought. Therefore, it cannot be objectified by the mind. And therefore, Achintyam. Avyapadeshyam. It is not object for any pramana, of course. It is not really, Avyapadesham means it is not even an object of the word of a Shastra. Shastra cannot reveal Atma. So that is why Nisheda we are doing. Shastra cannot say, the word of the Shastra, oh, look at that, this is Atma. No. The very Shastra is revealed by the Atma, Brahman. Right? And therefore, Shastra, what is self-revealing cannot be revealed by anything. In fact, all are revealed by the Atma. Then how therefore, avyapadeshyam. So anyway, the words of the Shastra itself is operated because of the Chaitanya Atma. And Chaitanya Atma alone basically illumines the meaning of the words. Even before exposure to the teaching, etc., before operation of the Shabda, it is already there. Before person goes to the teacher to gain the knowledge of the self, he is there or not as a consciousness. He is there. Yeah. Only thing is he goes with all errors regarding the self. Shastra and the teacher does this. You are not that. You are not that. You are not that. But then I'm removing now all debris. But where is Atma? He is self-revealing. When in your mistake itself it is present. Yeah. In your mistake it is present. People think that, okay, I'm not Vikar, I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not this. Somebody, I'm waiting now. Who am I? Hey, free from everything, just I am. Just I am. What is the dimension of I? So somebody, it is 5 feet 8 it is. Are you are adding again. Bahish prajnam. So that is how, anyway. So Atma is self-existent, self-evident, and therefore it doesn't require to be objectified by any pramana to prove its existence. Atma is the only vastu in the world so-called, which does not require any proof. All the things are proven by Atma. And therefore Atma doesn't need any proof. That is how in a Naishkarmya Siddhi, so beautifully said by Sureshwaracharya ji, that well, Vedanta, nobody can contradict Vedanta. What are you saying? There are so many who are contradicting Vedanta. Because we talk about just consciousness. What is the contradiction for consciousness? No contradiction. Yes, there is a contradiction regarding consciousness. It is an individual consciousness different from the total consciousness. Jiva is different from the Ishvara and this and that. Or part of consciousness, total consciousness. All that is okay. But just we say all that is there is just consciousness. Therefore Sureshwaracharya ji says nobody can be against Vedanta. That's how Gaudapadacharya ji says, well, all of these are fighting inside. We don't have any fight with anybody of them. Yeah. So consciousness is something, Atma is something, you are something for which there is no need of proof. In fact, you prove everything. When you prove everything, you need not be proven. If you are also to be proven, then who is proving all these things outside? So basically, it is not even, Atma is the only vastu which doesn't require any proof. So it is not even perceived by Sakshi. Samaji, Atma is perceived by the Sakshi. No, it is very nature of the Sakshi. So it doesn't require any kind of a thought process. It is avyapadeshyam, not to be defined by words. Words do not reveal it. So basically the speech and mind, they do not objectify it. This is all a part of Veda? Yeah, Upanishad. But in the other subject matter of the Veda, that is also like that? Cannot be revealed by Shastra? Cannot be revealed by Veda? Words of the Veda? No. Swarga is revealed by the words of the Veda. Therefore, in Kathopanishad also, Yamadharmaraja said, Swarge loke na bhayam kinchana asti, na tatratvam na jaraya bibheti, ubhetitva ashanaya pipase, shokatigo modate swarga loke. Swarga, of course, is described words. Words reveal swarga. That's for sure. But Atma basically doesn't have a jati, guna, kriya, sambandha, and therefore, they are not there for Atma. Atma is not born, doesn't have any species. Atma does not have any attributes. And therefore, all the language, the words in the language are basically have words pertaining to species, pertaining to certain attributes, pertaining to certain action, connected to actions, like driver and all that, pertaining to certain sambandha, son, father, nephew, all this. So entire, or some Rudi. Rudi means some convention. I told you, right? Silosberg. Why Silosberg, Swamiji? Let's find out. What does Silosberg really mean? Forget about it. Let's do Omkara, okay? And therefore, some Rudi. Just Rudy. Swami, your name is Muktatma given for some purpose, some meaning is there. Sometimes it happens the word is Minakshi for a particular woman, Minakshi, but she doesn't have the Minakshi. Meena means a fish. Just they give name. Maybe parents like or whatever. It's called convention. So this is language. Atma doesn't have a jati. Not born at all. Where is jati? Janmana ajayate iti jati. No jati, no species. If you are not born, where is species? What is species? Guna, free from all attributes. Kriya, no connection. We'll be seeing no connection to anything. In and through everything. Sustaining everything. Remain away from everything. No kriya. No sambandha. Atma doesn't. To have a kriya, to do an action, should have a limbs. When you do any kriya, physically, your limbs are movement. It's free from limbs, it's whole. Anyway. So basically, no word has an access to Atma. So why do you talk then? If it is beyond words, please keep quiet, Swami. Stop. It is not Shabdavachyam. It's not a direct meaning of the word. Direct meaning of the word in any language is the world. What we are talking is the very adhishthanam, the truth of the word and the world. Both. That you have to take it by implication. Yesterday we took, right? Word may be same. Known word only I have to use. I will use the word banana. You have to understand properly. I bought banana is one meaning, their banana. I ate banana, it's a different meaning. What different meaning? I am not eating apple. No, you do bhagatyaga. When I say I bought banana, definitely you must have bought along with the skin. When I ate banana, I said, Swamiji, you are eating with the skin? In your mind, you do removal of the skin. Yeah, right? Known word only I have to use. Even so, rest of the thing I should not use. If I use, you feel that, Swami, are you thinking I'm full? Don't say I am eating banana without skin. Yeah, without skin you will not use. It is implied, it is understood. Mauna Vyakhya Prakatita Para Brahma Tattvam Yuvanam Varshisthante Vasadrushi Ganaihi Avrutam Brahmanishthaihi Acharendra Karakalita Chin Mudram Ananda Rupam Swatmaramam Mudita Vadanam. Dakshinamurti is giving a Upadesha, this Tattvamasi, implied meaning. Tat means Brahman, all. Tvam tat. No, Swami, I cannot be. Vachyartha. Tvam means I. I means this individual, jiva. No. Implied. This jiva stands on what? In any state of experience. Can you prove the waker without consciousness? Try to prove. Can you prove the deep sleeper without consciousness? Can you prove the dreamer without consciousness? No. All the three are superimposed. Vachyartha. Remove them. Na bahish prajnam, na ubhayata prajnam, etc., etc. And therefore, we will use words. Teacher will use words, Shastra will use words. Implied meaning. But how will we take implied meaning? That context will be created. What is the context here in these two statements? I bought bananas. I ate bananas. What is the context? Context of eating. Different meaning. Context of buying. Different meaning. Same word. Known word. One implied meaning. One direct meaning. With skin, direct meaning. Banana means always they show. B for banana, A for apple. No, we used to learn. They never show, I'm sure that they never show the banana without this. There they show with that picture, the child that for the books. So they show the picture. There they will show with the skin. But depending upon context, either you should take a direct meaning or you should take a implied meaning. That context is to be understood. But that context itself we don't know. That is teaching. That's called teaching, to create the context. So that you will take the implied meaning of the word Satyam, implied meaning of word Jnanam, implied meaning of word Anantam. Anantam can be taken just space. Oh, then Atma is space. Space is inert. Atma is inert. No. Anantam Jnanam. Oh, limitless consciousness. Satyam Anantam, etc., etc. Satyam Jnanam. Oh, the consciousness which is Satyam, ever existent, invariable, basis. Satyam Anantam. Therefore, Satyam means we generally feel, oh, Satyam means, Swamiji, what is right now is Satyam. You are Satyam because I see you. So you are Satyam. Time bound. No, Satyam Anantam. Oh my God. Limitless in time. Free from time. All this. So this is how teacher and the teaching creates context in which these known words are with a certain meaning in your mind, with a certain construed meaning are there, that is to be dropped. That will be dropped. And you will understand it contextually, you will understand it as a Brahman. So this is how it is. Avyapadesham is fine. Avyapadesham means it is not a direct meaning of a word, Atma. Purvapakshi says, well, we think if it is a Avyapadesham, means not an object of the words, not an object of the thought, then, well, how are you going to know this Atma? If it is not an object of perception, you said Adrishyam, not an object of the grasping, you said, it cannot be grasped. Agrahyam, you said, not an object of any vyavara, you said, any transaction, not available for perception, not available for object grasping, not available for inferring, not available for any transaction, is shunyam. A non-existent, whatever we say, it applies to shunyam. Buddhists take it shunyam, shunyavadis. And therefore, well, Shruti says, ekatma pratyaya saram, not shunyam. So we have seen already, I am Atma Brahma, I am self-revealing consciousness. How can you say I am? How can you say I am? What support do you take to say I am? Unless the I is revealing, well, itself, you cannot say I am. I am means is. So when you say I is, means the I has to reveal itself to be existent. And so I must be there. In every revelation there is of course a consciousness, and here also I is a consciousness revealing itself and reveals everything else also, of course. And so this consciousness is I am. I am not shunyam, I am consciousness, which is not available as a known meaning or direct meaning of any word. And so when you are awake, well, when you are seeing, when you are hearing, thinking, talking, recollecting, seeing, Atma is not waiting for something to reveal itself. Atma doesn't wait for something to happen so that it says, well, this thing has happened, so let me reveal. No. So when I am doubting, when I am in pain, when I have pleasure, etc., when I am inquiring, in all of them, I am. In fact, I don't reveal. If I don't reveal myself, all these things cannot be revealed. Seeing and everything cannot be revealed. Even doubting cannot be revealed. Recollecting cannot be revealed if I am itself is not revealed. If I is not revealed. Therefore, basically, Atma, the I, never waits for something to happen so that it says, now, let me reveal now, because this thing has happened. No. I reveal continuously in all the states myself. It reveals itself to be existent. Nobody proves its existence. We discussed that. Atma proves its own. There is only one thing which doesn't require proof. By proof, you prove something that it is. Doesn't require. In fact, Atma is, because of that only everything is proven. Through means of knowledge in the world. Directly, inference, perception, or even a witness. As a witness, all the thoughts, etc. also. Anyway. So that is how, Atma is present in everything. The self-evident Atma, does not undergo any change in any of the three states of experience. It remains changeless, and but you have a cognition. So Atma is changeless, that is fine. But you should have a cognition that I am changeless Atma in all the three states, that you should get it in a waking state, analyzing all the three states of experience by the teaching. And so, in every cognition, it obtains, even no cognition, it obtains, right? Absence of anything, I am there. Presence of anything, I am there. Then should I have a special cognition of Atma? Now I don't think. I should have a special cognition. Like pot knowledge, special. This knowledge, special. Microphone knowledge, special. Same way Atma knowledge. So self-knowledge. So all objects in the world basically are known by the particular cognition which elbows out all other thoughts other than that particular thought. So one cognition at a time, this is how our mind is. So it is postulated also that Atma is to be understood this way. When pot thought is there, means, I don't know myself. Then microphone thought is there, microphone cognition. Knowledge is there, self-knowledge is not there. Means knowledge of the world is there, knowledge of the Atma is not there. No. Well, if that is so, Atma becomes one of the things in the world, right? Because when this is there, right now I am seeing all of you in general, that is there, then I don't have a knowledge of the outside world. When that is there, this is not there. Therefore, when all these things are there, self-knowledge is not there. When self-knowledge is there, and these all other things will be excluded. Well, then that's not you don't need this kind of a thing. Because if you say that, then Atma also will become one of the things in the world. Yeah, right? Atma becomes one of the things in the world. Because as you know the pot, that is a pot knowledge. Then you see something else, another object. Same way you say, now I see Atma. Therefore, Atma also becomes one of the object which elbows out all other objects from your head. Yeah, then only Atma knowledge takes place, right? Well, in all the pratyas, basically, what obtains is this Atma, changeless adhishthanam, without which you are not able to see. In fact, you are that consciousness, because of, and therefore you should recognize in all cognitions. That's how pratibodha viditam madam, etc. has been said. I don't have much time. So anyway, so there is no other thing. So this Brahman, or that limitless consciousness, is I only. And that is how it has been said here, prajna, bahish prajna, anta prajna, and then ubhayata prajna, etc. Right? So all this is. So all these visheshas you negate, that's it. Bahish prajna, etc. External consciousness, internal consciousness, dual consciousness, all-knowing consciousness. Vishesha you negate. They are not intrinsic to Atma. What is intrinsic to Atma is consciousness. Prajna, that's it. Prapanchopashamam. Prapancha is the world, but this, the karya and karana, etc., that's called prapancha. In deep sleep also there is a world, I told you, this covered by a blanket. It's become unmanifest. So, prapanchopashamam means this karya and karana, manifest, unmanifest. Gross, subtle, manifest, and this unmanifest karana, potential. They are negated in Atma. Prapanchopashamam. It's like this. Atma plus everything is Atma. Atma minus everything, Atma. Clay plus pot, clay. Clay minus pot, clay. That's how it is. 500 gram clay plus pot. Pot may be of weighing 500 gram. 500 gram clay plus pot. 500 gram clay. 500 gram clay minus pot is 500 gram clay. Right? That's how it is. So this is prapanchopasham. Karya, karana, etc. Nothing is there. That's not totally correct example, but I'm just giving you. Prapanchopashamam shantam. Shantam. Shantam is free from any modification. And therefore it is always Shivam, Shuddham, Anandam. It's of the nature of wholeness, which you experience in the moment of joy. In a moment of joy, you have fullness. How can you say, I am full in the moment of joy? You are no more a wanting being. You don't have any desire, at least in the moment of joy. If you have a desire, you are seeing yourself as a wanting being. Even a moment of joy. In fact, the desire arises, joy just goes away. That's what is happening. And therefore, at least in a moment of joy, you see fullness. And therefore, anyway, so that is Shantam Shivam, Advaitam. Already I told you, Dvidaitam, Dvaitam. Na Dvaitam, Advaitam. Which obtains as duality is this world, of course. Na Dvaitam, which never becomes a dual, which is never obtained as a dual, which is never obtained, which has never become dual either. So that shows everything, this duality, the world, etc., is superimposed upon Atma. So from Prapancho Shaman, you can derive all these things. So in contemplation, well, whatever it is that you perceive is superimposed upon consciousness. That's what you should do in a waking state. Whatever you perceive, infer, imagine is just a superimposition upon you, the basis, the consciousness, which is there in all the three states, but you can appreciate very well in a waking state. That's a contemplation. And that's this kind of superimposition is continuous, but consciousness does not undergo any change, including Ajnanam. Ajnanam also is superimposed. So it's always Advaitam. So in perception, etc., all. In emotion, everywhere, you are Advaitam. An emotion is superimposed, memory is superimposed, everything is superimposed. That's how Mano, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chitta, right? Manaha, Buddhi, Chittam, Ahankara, etc. Even I thought is superimposed. Waking, I thought is there. Deep sleep, it is not there. Fine. So, Chaturtham Turyam Manyante. Chaturtham Manyante is Rishayah. All these rishis basically say this is a fourth. But we know. When we say Advaitam, and now you say Chaturtham, ye kya baat hai? Advaitam means there is no second thing at all. And now you say fourth. So, you know, now I don't want to discuss, there is only one. Whole waking state, waker, waking world, or even Virat, all that is there is one Atma. But that's a quarter in your experience. One experience. Then same way dreamer, etc. All that is there is just one. And like in a role, all the roles, right? That king and all that is there is the actor, complete. All the three roles, suppose you take king, minister and all that. All is just one. Not that is a fourth. We say fourth because that's a basis for all the three. If you understand that, then you say all these three are superimposed, mithya, etc. Otherwise you will not be able to say. Therefore we say fourth. Sa Atma sa Vigneha, that is Atma, apnoti sarvam iti Atma. So he pervades everything. He does not take anything to itself. So Atma is the meaning of word aham. Alphabet starts with akara and ends in hakara. In between all alphabets. And all alphabets means all names. All names means all forms. We have seen that, okay? And therefore entire Jagat, which is all forms, are reduced to all names. All names are reduced to all alphabets. All alphabets are reduced to between a and her. The last letter in a Sanskrit alphabet is a h. So basically, so all nama rupas are reduced to nama. Namas are between akara and hakara, and that is aham. That means everything is in I. Okay? So Atma is all pervasive, and that which exists by itself, and everything being dependent upon that, well, that is called Atma. Savigneha. Shastra says, may you know this. A human life is given for this. You are searching Atma outside. Right? And when you are with yourself, the true self, you are very comfortable. You are just comfortable as yourself. Only thing, if you know, your comfort, inner comfort will continue for rest of the life. That's called mukti. Yeah. If you identify somewhere else, well, then definitely. What is superimposed actually, that you take it as a real. Yeah. Then there will be issue. Already people are waiting, but I'll just complete 5-10 minutes because I have to connect to Omkara. So anyway, so I'm not going in a mantra, but I will just give you the gist, because if we read mantras, etc., it will take time. Okay, so now we have to equate. As I told you, the matras and padas and matras, matraha, matraha, etc. So in a ninth mantra, akara is equated with the Vishwa, the Prathama pada. So akara has the status of being at the beginning. That's how. How will you equate akara and Vishwa? Or Virat, either, Vaishwanara. So akara has the status of being at the beginning. It's the first letter, first sound. And Vishwa also is in the beginning. The waker is in the beginning. Taijasa, the dreamer, depends upon the waker. Because all waking experiences, from that certain impressions are there. They are stored, and from that the dreamer and dream world, everything arises. And therefore, the dreamer basically depends upon the Vishwa. And Vishwa is the person who becomes a dreamer that way and ultimately goes to sleep. Therefore, what is in the beginning is a Vishwa. What is in the beginning in the alphabets? Akara. So connect. That's how it is. So Vaishwanara is in the beginning, we can say, that way, for us. No, Swami, Vaishwanara means this Virat Purusha, cosmic person, is not in the beginning. Beginning must be the Ishvara, who is a cause, and so from there it came. For us, right now, we want to connect. So what is available is the cosmos. So from that we talk. So this is the first. Or Vaker is the first, either way you take. So Akara is the first, here Vaker is the first. And then Shruti talks about Phalam, which I leave it. Actually, that Phalam, basically, mention of the result here is pointed out that at every level is purely for the result is told ultimately that every level you see Omkara. And therefore, for praising the Omkara meditation, ultimately, looking at the Omkara as a Param Brahman, as though this result you gain. Actually, it's not some kind of a karma you are doing. You are seeing the oneness between Omkara and Param Brahma. That's your contemplation. And you see yourself as Brahman, then in that case, what is to be gained? Everything is as well gained, right? So in that way, it is not. And also, there is another view that this can be taken as even for Upasana, Omkara Upasana also. Anyway. Then in the 10th mantra, similarity between Ukara and Dvitiya Pada of the Atma is there. Ukara is superior. Utkarshat, it says. There is something very, very important. Akara means which is Adimat. Adimat, which is at the beginning. Ukara means Utkarsha or Ubhayatvat, etc. Makara means, Mitihi. So even in terms of thing also. So just word begins with the same. So Ukara is a superior. It becomes later, therefore superior, etc. So try to open mouth and chant directly Ukara. No, if you open the mouth and if you bring out a sound, that is Akara only. And then you round your lips in order to chant Ukara. So same way, Taijasa comes later, Vishwa is first, and therefore definitely that is Utkarsha here. In fact, without Taijasa, Vishwa cannot do anything. Taijasa means a desire. Taijasa means when the Atma identified with the mind. So desire, knowledge, everything, will. So all your physical activity you are able to do, but before that you identify with your mind, right? You are a desirer, you have a certain knowledge, you have a certain will to do, then it manifests at the level of Vaker. Therefore, Taijasa is the superior compared to the Vaker. That's how Utkarshat, it has been said. Anyway, and then in 11th mantra, Makara is identified. Makara is identified with the third pada. This is Prajna. Makara of the Omkara and third pada of the Atma. What is common? Well, Vaker and Dreamer and Virat and Hiranyagarbha, all of them go into Prajna. And they come out of the Prajna. Prajna is Ishvara, we have already seen that. So difference between Prajna and Ishvara in terms of the ignorance on the part of Prajna. There is no division. There is no really a division as such. But anyway, so all of them go into the Prajna, and That way they are measured. Very, very amazing thing it has been said. Bhashyakara observes that, like in India, they used to give, I remember in a milk stores, they used to have that loose milk in a big container. And they used to have a certain measuring apparatus with a certain handle. They take it and bring it out. That's a one. Like a 200 ml. Then again, 200 ml. So basically going into and coming out. Meanwhile, what is happening? Measuring. So same way this Akara Ukara basically merges into Makara. Same way Vishwa Tejasa or Virat Hiranyagarbha merges into Ishvara, again comes out. So they are measured. That's how Bhashyakara gives a beautiful example of this kind of a thing. Anyway. So that way Mitehe. Makara means Miti. Manam, measurement. So that's how these Vishwa Tejas are measured, going into a deep sleeper, etc. They are it is measured. And Apitehe. Actually, Vishwa Tejas are non-separate from the Ishvara ultimately. How will you know? Thank God to that this deep sleep state is there. So when it goes, it becomes one with the Ishvara. Almost. Only that Avarana is there. Ignorance is there. That's how when he wakes up, he again says, I am waker. That's the thing. Otherwise, he is really measured what he is. When he goes to deep sleep state, that's how there is a joy. You are just one with Ishvara. That's how there is a joy. Whenever you are in harmony with the Ishvara, there is a joy. Either by following something right, etc. Either several ways you will have a hotline with Ishvara. Several ways. Yeah. We don't go into that, okay? So when you say Om, the Okara, O basically, which is Pluta, Om, that Om resolves into Makara. Then from Makara again it begins like that. So this is how Om chanting continues and measuring also continues. Apiti or resolution. Apiti means a resolution. Okay. Last mantra. And finally this Amatra, this Omkara, that is also Omkara. Akar, Ukar, Makara also Omkara, and Amatra also is Omkara. Chatushpat. So these matras are not there, which is fourth, which is not an object of mind or senses or organs of action, that we already saw. It says in the last mantra, if you see, already we saw all that thing. Amatraha chaturthaha avyavaryaha. We have already seen. Prapanchopashamaha, Shivaha, Advaitaha, evam Omkaraha. That Omkara is this alone, the Atma alone, which is free from all incidental attributes, free from transactions, free from any object of perception, etc. Anyway, and that is Shivaha, that which is Ananda Swarupaha, Advaitaha, that which does not suffer a second thing. Eva Omkaraha, this Omkara alone is this Atma. Atma is Omkara. In your understanding now it is clear. After whole 12 mantras in 10 classes, hopefully it is very clear. Atma is Omkara, Omkara is Atma. Now pick up Omkara. Okay? Pick up Omkara. Rest of the time till you come. Okay? And do that. It happens when you start chanting Omkara, initially this thing may not be immediately. Like a word pot, means that sound, pot, comes, word, and immediately clicks the pot. Same way Omkara. Nothing comes from it. It may take some time. Go back, study, and then take help of Omkara. And you will find after some time that you are able to recognize the meaning of the word Omkara, that is Brahman. What happens then? Well, Atmana Atmanam Samvishati. Ya evam Veda. So in this way, one who recognizes the Swarupa of Omkara as the Atma, or Atma as Omkara, Atmana Atmanam Samvishati. He enters into Atma by Atma. While living, he knows now I am Atma. If body falls, he enters into Atma. Therefore, he is resolved totally never to come back. Videha Mukti. This has been said. Okay. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.